enough to win a division or a wild card spot because I worry about their pitching. I don't think David Price alone can save them. I think Mookie Betts will have a good season, but I still worry about a lot of the other guys. They have a lot of young players on that team. I think the Red Sox are a year away from being really good. I think the Yankees are 2 years away from being really good. I think Toronto's window is closing this season. I think the Royals' window is starting to close. Cleveland's a season away from being very good. Detroit is in a weird mix of either going really good or really bad in the next season or two. Houston's going to have to, the players are just going to have to grow a little bit or they're going to have to add somebody, in my opinion. Minnesota's a season to 2 seasons away from being very good as well. The American League is only going to get better. Now let's head on over. Oh, who will I pick to win the American League first? I'll do that right now. I say, going to the World Series this year, the Texas Rangers. That's who I have going for the American League. National League East, only 2 teams being picked. The Nationals or the Mets. I'm going with the Nationals because I think the Mets pitching is going to be very good, but I worry about their hitting. And I think that you could see a historic pitching rotation from the Mets, and you could see a really, really bad offense, like a terrible offense from the Mets at the same time. That is why I will pick the Nationals, but I think the Mets will still... Actually, you know what? No. I flip-flop this. Here's why. I think the Mets and the Nationals will beat up on the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies, who are going to be bad, like lose 100 games bad. So that will pad their stats. So that each team will make the playoffs. But I think there's just too much inconsistency in the Washington Nationals lineup. See, I was going to pick the Mets, but then I remembered there's just too much inconsistency after Bryce Harper. Mets will win the division. The Nationals will win one wild card spot. I don't think either team will be as good as we think. I think the Mets pitching will really carry them. I think their offense is going to be terrible. I think after Steven Strasburg and Matt Scherzer and Gio Gonzalez, there's just that. I think that 4th and 5th rotation spot is what's going to hurt them, and too much inconsistencies in their lineup. I could talk myself though right now. I could talk myself into saying, well, Bryce Harper is the best offensive player on both teams, and he could be enough to make up for that 4th and 5th spot. See, it could go either way in that division, but I'm going to stick with the Mets winning the division. The Nationals winning one wild card spot. The Central, I don't think this is even close. I think the Cubs win that division. I don't think they're going to be as good as people think again, but I think the good teams in the National League are going to have very, very good records because of how bad the Rockies, the Braves, the Phillies are going to be this season. The Padres are going to be bad. Not as bad as those first 3 teams I named, but they're still not going to be good. I think the good teams will beat up on the very bad teams, and that will kind of pad their records. So I have the Cubs to win the Central. I just don't think the Cardinals have the depth this year, and they're already fighting injuries. And I just don't think after Andrew McCutchen, who's going to win the MVP this season, the Pirates, I think they will, well, I just can't see them even winning a wild card spot this season. I just don't. And in your NL West, at the beginning, last week, I could have made a case for the Diamondbacks. I think the Dodgers are already hit by that injury bug. And I just think that offense is just not consistent enough. Jock Peterson's got all kinds of problems. Corey Seager's young. There's not really much you can totally depend on to give you long stretches of consistent play. I'm going to give it to the Giants. I think the Giants will win that division. I think they'll win it by a couple of games, but I don't think the Giants are going to be that good of a team either. So I will say the Giants win the West. The Diamondbacks, I think Paul Goldschmidt's going to be really hurt with losing A.J. Pollock, who just fractured his elbow last night. That's going to hurt his chances of winning the NL MVP because now he doesn't have that protection anymore in the lineup. I think the Diamondbacks and Dodgers will battle it out with the Giants for that division. I think it will also come down to a close race for that final wild card spot. But I see the Dodgers winning it, and I see the Dodgers playing the Nationals for the playing game. And I'm going to give it to the Nationals. I'm going to say they win that playing game. And I say, here it is, the team that is going to the World Series to face the Texas Rangers from the National League. I'm going to give it to the Washington Nationals, the team that I said I didn't think would be good enough to win that division. They're the East Division. I think once you get into the playoffs and you get that short rotation, you can go Gio Gonzalez, Matt Scherzer, Strasburg. And I think Bryce Harper will be just enough to edge out the other teams. I wanted to say the Cubs, but I do worry about after Jake Arrieta, their pitching staff, and I think that right after the Mets, I think the Nationals have the best pitching rotation. And I'm going to say the Rangers will beat the Nationals in the World Series this year. So there you have it, Texas Rangers, your World Series winner this year. I can't believe I just said that. All season long, though, we'll be doing lots of baseball podcasts. So tune in, check out. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it wasn't a waste of time. And God bless America.